Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Welcome to you all. My name is Anuapama, Anantharaman, and I'm the Director for Product Marketing and Business Development at Interra Systems. And the topic for discussion today is the importance of comprehensive QC and monitoring for streaming media. As we all know, delivery of video over, using ABR technology, it has increased significantly in the last 4 to 5 years. And in fact, it looks like, it's all poised to basically overtake the traditional linear TV as well. But delivering video over OTT, it's very challenging. And if you want to be successful in this business, then you need to make sure that the quality of videos that you produce is very high. And not just that it's very important that you provide a very good overall viewing experience to your customers. In my job, I get to talk to engineers, project managers, operators, decision makers on a very regular basis. And this has given me insight as to the challenges that they face, their problems, and their, the frustrations as they try to put together a good OTT video delivery infrastructure. So in this presentation, I would like to share some of that insight and also show how, basically where and why you want to use a good QC and monitoring tools in the workflow. So I have, as I said, I get to talk to a lot of decision makers, key people involved in OTT delivery, and this is a little vignette of my interaction with them. These are actual, things that they have said. Some of them are like, let me read it out here. This particular movie had frequent audio pops, and tech support spent days to figure out the problem. Another one is we have new video infrastructure in place. Some of the technologies are very new to us. We have to put probes at various points in the workflow to check if the quality of the streams is good. Another one that I hear quite frequently is 24/7 monitoring and error alerts are the best way to provide good QoS to our customers. So these, so as you can see, these problems are real. These problems our customers face on a regular basis. And just to go a little bit into, what is ABR and the challenges. So ABR is a technology that is used to deliver video over the top. It's a complex technology. For every video that you have, you create multiple variants. Sometimes as high as 8 to 10 different variants are created. Each is encoded at a different bit rate, and depending on the bandwidth available to the end user, appropriate video is sent to the customer. And the reason it's done like this is so that the customer gets uninterrupted videos at the best quality possible. Another complex thing about ABR is that in the traditional video delivery, it's a one-to-many model where you create an MPEG-2 transport stream which has a number of programs, and this one transport stream is sent to thousands and thousands of users. There is no customization. But in ABR delivery, there is a high level of customization. It's really one-to-one. You have to customize your delivery for every single user. If you have 100 million users, you are really sort of customizing for each one of them. And of course, in the traditional TV delivery, you are under the control of the network, which is not the case here. You are really working with the good old internet, which is basically an unmanaged network which does best effort delivery. With ABR also comes a new set of standards. You've all heard of Apple HLS. MPEG-Dash is another relatively new one. Smooth streaming, HEVC 4K also is being talked about quite a bit for its compression efficiency. And then also ATSC 3.0 is an upcoming standard. So there are a lot of new formats and standards to deal with. And by the way, the ABR technology, actually, it's not very new. It's fairly old. But to use this ABR technology to deliver high quality video, broadcast quality video is what makes it particularly challenging. And of course, there is a dramatic increase in video consumption, compared to 5 to 10 years back. Now, I mean, our customers deal with, a very large number of video files, both for live as well as video on demand. And of course, there are a large number of end-user devices to deal with. So when you talk about delivering high-quality video, it's not just for a large TV screen or one particular device. You have to make sure that this good quality of video is available on every device. So let's look at a typical OTT workflow where a typical customer who is a video service provider has live streams and they have video on demand content. And in the workflow, there are two distinct stages. One is what is called content preparation stage, where you received all these videos. You are typically, you decode, you re-encode, you transcode to the right bit rates based on your corporate policies. And once everything is transcoded, you have to package it in fragments of anywhere from 2 seconds to 10 seconds. And not just that, you have to encrypt this. You have to apply the right DRM attributes. And then comes the distribution stage, where once everything is packaged and DRM is applied, it's put on origin servers, and this is basically your delivery point. And from here, the CDNs basically grab the data from your origin servers and provide content to the end consumers. So it's a typical workflow of ABR delivery. So what should you do, and how and where should you apply QC and monitoring tools to offer good quality of experience and quality of service to your customers? The very first point we believe is you want to monitor your content at the ingest itself. So that you want to make sure that whatever you received, whoever has provided you the streams, those streams itself are of good quality, can play properly. If you are also offering your the traditional linear channels through ABR, then you also want to make sure that you look at audio quality, you look for EBP alignment issues, you look for closed captions, subtitling. Make sure that all this metadata also is present and is accurate. And so if you do that, then you make sure that if there are any problems, you detect on time and you can troubleshoot them as quickly as possible, so that these are fixed before you go further in the content distribution chain. The next stage where you want to apply a good QC tool is, and I think this is perhaps the most important one, is during content preparation stage, where your content is going through a lot of video processing. And here you want to look at content for baseband quality checks, see if there are any artifacts. You also want to make sure that the content that you created meets corporate guidelines for format and quality. And I think there are 3 main reasons why you want to have a very good QC tool here. The first and foremost, I think, is that video quality is extremely important. Customers are very sensitive to video quality. If you don't, if your videos don't have good quality, they are going to abandon you, and the results are going to be disastrous. So you want to make sure that the content that you get here, it's of high quality. The second reason is that if your content is all in WAD format and this is all offline operation, then this is the best time to look at video quality, because you have the luxury of time. You can have each and every file go through a QC tool and look at frame by frame, weed out all the quality related issues. And a third and the most important point again is that if you do not address quality related issues here, these problems are going to carry through the delivery chain. And it's going to cause, this is going to be the cause of bad QoE for your customers. And think about it, once bad video reaches the end customer, at that point, you are really helpless. The bad video has already reached the customer. It's going to be extremely difficult to troubleshoot this video, and sometimes just impossible to do so. Moving on, we have the distribution stage. So this is where your content has been put on the origin server, and this is where the delivery, this is the distribution point for your content. And here you want to proactively monitor all the video to make sure that it has, the content itself is available. Believe it or not, this is one of the main problems that OTT video providers face, which is sometimes just some files are just missing, and this is going to be causing a lot of QoS related problems. So you want to make sure that for every video, for every manifest, all the variants, all files are present. You want to validate that. You want to perform all the HTTP checks. You want to make sure look at download time. Buffering and stalling of video is another problem. So if you look at, if you check for download time, so let's say it's a 10-second video chunk, and if it takes more than 6 or 7 seconds to download, that means that there are going to be buffering issues. So you want to definitely look at that. And with a good monitoring tool here, you can it will alert you. It'll alert you if there are any major problems, and you want to do that for each stream in real time. Another couple of important points here. One is that whichever tool you use here for monitoring, you need to make sure that it can decrypt the video. It has support for all the popular DRM formats. And the reason is that if you are particular about quality, then you need to decrypt the content to access the actual compressed video. If you don't do that, then the quality measurements are going to be based on just some high-level information, and therefore not very reliable. So it's very important that you have good DRM support. Another thing also to think about is to make sure that the system that you choose is a high-density system. It is scalable, and preferably software-based, so that you can you get the flexibility as you as you grow as a company and offer more content to your customers. So thorough ABR and QoE affecting checks at this delivery stage is very important, and it's going to give you a best of breed monitoring system. The next stage in the distribution is CDN. So typically our customers use CDNs to reach the end customers for video delivery. So again, just like at the origin server level, you need to make sure that you do all the QoS affecting checks, like whether the content is available or not, look at every manifest file, check for performance, and also do load tests, because at CDN, I mean, they also have edge servers, and depending on where the customers are located, different geographies are created. So you want to make sure that you do all these checks for all the edge servers. Another important thing you want to perform here is passive monitoring. So you are basically watching all the user sessions so that you can collect all the key performance index, and to determine through these reports you can determine what kind of quality you are offering to your customers. So just like at the content preparation stage, at distribution stage also, it's very important to have monitoring systems for QoS and QoE. So I just also wanted to talk a little bit about where Interra systems products fit in this workflow for QoS and QoE. So for the content preparation side, where a lot of video processing takes place, we have a product called Baton. It's our automated QC product. It's actually #1 QC tool in the industry today, used by practically all major broadcasters, cable and satellite companies. It has a great number of audio and video quality checks to weed out all quality-related problems. And on the content delivery side, we have Orion suite of products that look at both live and VOD content and do proactive monitoring. And as I said earlier, this ABR technology is relatively new. Customers are going to be dealing with new systems. So you will need very good troubleshooting and debug tools as well. And for that, we have a Vega product. It's one of our oldest products, very well established in the product, in the industry. And what it does is, if you have a file with some errors in it, it provides you frame-by-frame analysis of the video, so you can use it to debug and troubleshoot the content. All our products are software-based. We have exploited the multi-core, multi-CPU technologies, so you get really high performance with our products. And another thing about Interra systems is that we are extremely focused on quality. This is something that we have been doing from day one. All our products have features that look at the quality aspect of content. So for streaming media, I mean, we are very focused on streaming media as well, and so we have this complete suite of tools that cover the entire spectrum, from content preparation, content actually ingest, to origin server, to CD, and to end customer. We also, so as you put in place this video delivery infrastructure, you also want to make sure that you have a central manager component which gathers data from various probes and gives you one central point where all the data is collated. So so we have a central manager also, where it actually shows you the actual video flow and pinpoints exactly where the problems are. So it makes it much easier to debug the problem. Just very quickly, a little bit more about Interra systems. As I said, we are in QC monitoring and analysis business. We are a global company. Our customers are spread all over the globe in all different geographies. And we have been doing this business for about 17 years now. Please let me know if you have any questions. Visit our website, and if you have any questions, I think this is a good time to take care of that. Thank you.
Wonderful.